Iran-Israel breaking news live update. The Justice Department has announced that the United States has charged an Iranian man with the attempted assassination of Donald Trump. The Justice Department announced on Friday that the United States has charged an Iranian man in connection with an alleged conspiracy to assassinate President-elect Donald Trump, which was allegedly ordered by Iran's elite Revolutionary Guards Corps. The department stated in a statement that Farhad Shakari had notified law enforcement that he had been assigned the responsibility of developing a plan to assassinate Trump on October 7, 2024. Apparently, Shakari informed law enforcement that he had no intention of devising a plan to assassinate Trump within the IRGC's time frame. The department characterized Shakari, 51, as an asset of the IRGC who resides in Tehran. It was stated that he immigrated to the United States as a juvenile and was deported in or around 2008 as a result of a robbery conviction. The prosecutors stated that Shakari is believed to be in Iran and is currently at large. Carlyle Rivera and Jonathan Lodholt, two New York residents whom Shakari had encountered in prison, have also been charged with aiding Shakari in the plot to assassinate a U.S. citizen of Iranian descent in New York. The individual in question is characterized as an outspoken critic of Iran's government who had previously been targeted for murder. The prosecutor did not specify the target. However, it corresponded to the description of Masih Alinejad, a journalist and activist who has expressed her dissatisfaction with Iran's head-covering regulations for women. In 2021, 4 Iranians were charged with a conspiracy to kidnap her, and in 2022, a man was apprehended with a rifle outside her residence. Unsealed charges allege that Iranian agents conspired to assassinate President Trump. The complaint made the allegation that Masih Alinejad, a Brooklyn activist, had been the subject of a second assassination attempt. Iranian plotters had deliberated on a strategy to assassinate Donald J. Trump prior to his re-election as president this week, according to federal prosecutors in Manhattan on Friday. According to court documents, one of the conspirators stated that the Islamic Revolutionary Guards Corps of Iran assigned him the responsibility of executing the plan in September. According to a criminal complaint filed in Manhattan federal court, an Iranian operative claimed that he was instructed to abandon other initiatives he was conducting on behalf of the Revolutionary Guards in order to concentrate on the surveillance, and ultimately, the assassination of Mr. Trump. The complaint stated that the operative informed a Revolutionary Guards official that such a plan would incur a tremendous expense. The official responded by stating, "We have already expended a significant amount of money, and that money is not a concern." The most recent allegation regarding a plot to assassinate Mr. Trump is the most concerning development for U.S. security officials. They have been apprehensive since the summer that Iran's plans to escalate violence within the United States, including against the president-elect, who has been Tehran's arch-nemesis, were progressing. In his inaugural tenure as president, Mr. Trump renounced a nuclear agreement that necessitated Iran to restrict its nuclear arsenal. He imposed 1,500 sanctions, which included restrictive measures on banking and energy sales, thereby crippling the Iranian economy. In addition, he directed the assassination of Major Gen. Qasem Soleimani, a military commander who had been designated as a terrorist. Iranian hackers infiltrated Mr. Trump's campaign this year and disseminated misinformation regarding the election. Tehran's officials declared on Friday that they were prepared to extend their efforts. Mr. Christopher Wray, director of the FBI, stated, "The charges announced today expose Iran's continued flagrant attempts to target U.S. citizens, including President-elect Donald Trump, other government leaders, and dissidents who criticize the regime in Tehran." The recently disclosed complaint also includes allegations that the authorities had thwarted an additional attempt to assassinate Masih Alinejad, a Brooklyn-based human rights activist who has long decried Iran's oppression of women. Farhad Shakari, 51, was the individual who prosecutors claimed was responsible for the conspiracy to assassinate Mr. Trump and Ms. Alinejad. According to the complaint, Mr. Shakari resided in New York State prisons for 14 years after entering a guilty plea to larceny. According to the complaint, Mr. Shakari, an Afghan national who immigrated to the United States as a juvenile, was deported in 2008 after serving his prison sentence. According to prosecutors, Mr. Shakari was believed to be in Iran and was currently at large. Additionally, 2 individuals who were implicated in the conspiracies were apprehended and are currently being held in New York. Jonathan Lodholt, 36, of Staten Island, and Carlyle Rivera, 49, of Brooklyn, are the individuals in question. The 3 individuals are each accused of conspiracy to commit murder for hire, and money laundering conspiracy. Additionally, Mr. Shakari was accused of conspiring to violate U.S. sanctions on Iran and providing material support to a foreign terrorist organization, the Revolutionary Guards. On Thursday, A federal magistrate judge in Manhattan appeared before Mr. Rivera and Mr. Lodholt and ordered their detention until their trials. Despite inquiries for comment, their attorneys did not respond. Mr. Shakari's time in prison overlapped with Mr. Rivera, who was convicted in 1994 for second-degree murder, the complaint says. The document also indicates that Mr. Shakari, who was in Tehran, engaged in voluntary telephone conversations with FBI agents on 5 occasions, including as recently as Thursday, beginning in September. According to the complaint, his reason for consenting to an interview was to request a reduction in the sentence of another federal prisoner. During a meeting with a Revolutionary Guards official on October 7, Mr. Shakari informed the FBI that he was instructed to deliver a plan to assassinate Mr. Trump within 7 days. The official told Mr. Shakari that if he could not, the Revolutionary Guards would pause until after the U.S. presidential elections, according to the complaint. According to the complaint, Mr. Shakari claimed that the official informed him that Mr. Trump would lose and that it would be easier to assassinate him afterward. Damian Williams, the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York, stated, "This must cease. Today's charges serve as an additional reminder to those who persist in their endeavors. We will persist in our pursuit of criminals, regardless of their location." U.S. authorities had previously disrupted a conspiracy against Iranian-American writer Ms. Alinejad. Prosecutors have indicted a senior Revolutionary Guards official and numerous other individuals associated with the Iranian government in connection with a conspiracy to assassinate Ms. Alinejad in 2022. In that instance, a male was apprehended outside her residence with a loaded assault rifle resembling an AK-47. Conspire to kidnap Ms. Alinejad to Iran was the allegation against 4 Iranians in 2021. Ms. Alinejad expressed her disappointment with the new arrests on Thursday, stating, "My activism appears to have caused them such significant harm that they attempted to remove me for the 3rd time."